Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander, Forged Alliance Forever. So, what do we have? It's a ladder game, isn't it? Yeah, it is a ladder game. And I saw this replay on Zlow's channel, so I thought I would steal it because he casts in Russian. He doesn't really do English casts, which is understandable. Obviously, most of his might have a bigger Russian audience. So I thought I would cast it as well because it's a very easy way to find replays. Just steal the replays that other people have already casted. I think it's a good strategy. Efficient in time and effort. So here we go. We got two Russians playing it in this game. Robogear playing UEF, and of course Zlow, and he's playing Cyber. In the map is Badlands, classic 1v1 map, yada yada yada. 4v4 team game map, trees, and you can actually notice now from the most recent patch, you can see the trees. See this? This is actually tree groups. And I think people don't ever abuse them on this map, probably because they can't ever see them. Whenever they can't see them, maybe they will abuse them. Maybe not though. I think maybe it's not all tree groups, but it's mainly tree groups. I mean, in here you have tree groups as well, for sure. And here, so I imagine these are mostly tree groups. Anyway, blah blah blah, trees. We're always talking about trees on this channel. I should probably stop talking about trees, but these are new trees, so you know we gotta mention them. So basically, Svenny Bad Boy adjusted the values so that you can now see trees from further away. Before you would have to zoom in very far to see these kind of trees, but now you can see them from higher perspective, and also the rocks you can see pop in a bit sooner. Now back to the game. We got a mech marine from Robo has gone through the middle and the whole way through and actually killed this expanding engineer. Now normally there's an engineer taking reclaim in the middle, as there is for Robogear here. This guy who's going to have manual reclaim orders. Oh, only a few. Well, he got quite a bit here. So that's what that mech marine was aiming for, was for an engineer in the middle of these craters here, but he didn't see one, so he kept going and actually got a kill and survived. This lab is looking for maybe the same target. And we also have a bomber from Zlow and an attempted, that was a lab as well. I thought it might have been a mantis, but it was a lab. Oh, bit of a reclaim. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake there from Zlow. Definitely should have been a kill on that engineer, but quick reactions from Robogear, who, it should be noted, I don't think he uses hotkeys almost at all, so makes it even a little bit more impressive that he got that. Oh, that's a very nice kill though. Pair of kills from Zlow. Down goes the bomber, but that's quite nice. And the ACU is actually already leaving as well, so he's not even coming back to finish that, which maybe he should have. It depends. No, he doesn't need to actually. If he was low on power, he would have had to come back with the AC and finish it off, but he actually has quite a few resources, queuing up more factories. So normally, this is what you would do. You need tanks on the right, tanks on the left. We have some attacks going. This initial lab is still around. And he's probing around with these tanks to try and find a little gap. Because this map is, you know, it is a 4v4 map. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of gaps that you can find early on in the game. And you have to be trying to find those gaps. Try and squeeze in between units. Drag some over to one side and run past with another group and all this kind of stuff. So now you can see he just came in and now is dragging a mantis into the back into the back lines, and it will not catch this lab until maybe it swings the whole way back around. So then he can send tanks in here after. Now that there's one less mantis. Over here, bit of a blind attack. Maybe not the best choice, but yeah, that's a little bit painful, honestly. Loses one tank, actually saves the other though, so not too bad. Maybe he should have sent these tanks straight across, and if he had, could get a very nice kill on this engineer. So it looks good for Robogear though. Looks good. He hasn't managed to kill this engineer, but I feel like this engineer won't survive unless it runs backwards, and it doesn't look like it's running backwards. Nope, there it goes, gets popped immediately. Hydro's coming up. This Hydro should be on the menu as well. Maybe a factory here or two. Needs to start spending his mass again. More power definitely needed. That is for sure. Slow, definitely slower with his expansion. You can see he's lost time here. He's certainly lost some time here, but faster with the Hydras, slower with the slower with the mexes. And this engineer's trying to trap the lab so it can't run away from the mantis, but it's a bit of a failed mission there. No progress can be made in terms of doing any damage for Zlo. I mean, he can't do anything with this. He has nothing elsewhere. He has most of his units over here on the left side, and it's not a great place. This is nice from Robogear. Just walks over and takes some space, moves his ACU into a good position, and even gets the plateau. Shouldn't waste his units now. I don't think he will. You can see he retreats. Very similar air for both these players. They both have just one factory with no assistance. Although now Robogear, yeah, he's hurting for power. He didn't really react fast enough, I believe. Yeah, not at all. Zlo will be in not as bad a position, even though he only has a bit more power. He's had more for basically the whole game, and also he had a bit slower expansion in terms of mexes, so doesn't have quite so severe an energy cost to him. So it's funny, when you're doing better than your opponent, you actually have to scale. You have to scale your power more. You have more demands on your energy consumption. And Robogear definitely messed up a little bit. I think he only had one engineer building P-gens here, and then so that's very slow. And then on top of that, he's slightly later on the Hydros. Mechs for Zlo. Probably more on the way. We got at least one. Very similar for Robogear. He could be ecoing more if he had taken care of his energy production. One big factor here though, both plateaus for Robo. And that is quite nice. And if we get to a later stage of the game and he still has those plateaus, which is not a given, then it's going to be could be important. At the minute, it's not so big a deal because you can see he's built a factory, he's built tanks and stuff. So the mexes will take a while to actually pay off for him. Right now, they're actually not paying off because he's built two factories. You know, he's probably 1,000 mass or so. See how much is that? That's 680. And that's, yeah, so over 1,000 mass he's put into these. So it'll take a little while for those 4 mechs to pay back. But not too long. And they can be quite an important strategic asset later on. For, well, one aspect is defending drops. It makes it much easier to defend drops and land your own drops. I think that's a very important aspect of the plateaus. And then also you have the options of, like, you know, T2 artillery and MML. Well, MML is not so good, but T2 artillery, T3 mobile artillery, these kind of things. Oh, We have a Shift G and we have a Lobo on the cliff. Oh, it's missing. It's missing. Oh, wait, this one. I just got one Mantis. Oh well. That could have been a massacre. Probably shouldn't say that word on YouTube anymore. But, yeah. It was avoided. Now we got... Yeah, not much happening. Zlo tried a couple of things there. He tried to move in the middle, send some units forward here, but I mean the ACU is here. There were enough tanks for and production to reinforce the middle, so really not much danger. And now Robogear is building the dreaded walls. Some random bombers from Zlo, as he is want to do. And T2 land, how much T2 production will we have from Robogear? Considering he's UEF, I'm expecting quite a decent amount. We have a T2 Pigeon, we have TMD, kind of slow T2 from Zlo, to be honest. I don't really see any T2 units around. None, in fact, except engineers. And is he making support factories? Doesn't look like it. So, could be in trouble here. He has a lot of mass in the bank. He has quite a few. Well, these are some exposed mexes here, and he only has about 100 Mantis. Robogear, meanwhile, 11 pillars already. So very soon there's going to be way too many pillars for Zlo to defend against with his T1. But Robo is sort of tanking his production by stalling heavily. Needs to pause some of these random factories and these ones in the middle. Now we're back to full production. Nice PD here, well placed, and there's no Lobos. No Lobos whatsoever. Where are they on the map? We have 23 of them, and all of them, well, we got a few here on the side, few on the side, and none in the middle. Now we're already approaching 20 pillars. We have 4 support factories and a decently heavily assisted HQ. If I'm in this position, I think I would rather play from here as Robogear. Oh, look at that. Robogear also, on top of all this, has T2 and the gun on his ACU. He's making a TML. And if we look at what Zlo has, there's no TMD. That's a big oversight. We do have a few rhinos now, finally. 4 of them. A couple of hoplites coming out. What I would love is for someone to steal UEF tech as Siren and then have stealth shielded hoplites. That's what I want to see. I don't know when I'll see it, but someday it'll happen. And Zlo's going T3 and he has no TMD. I mean, if his HQ gets TML'd right now, it's over. It's actually GG. Yeah, I could not see him. Okay, 1 TMD coming up, and it's on the over here. That's a really strange place to build a TMD, honestly. I mean, you want to build it here. You want to build one here, obviously, right in front of the HQ. You want to build 2 probably in front of the HQ. Because redundancy is a good thing. Is a good thing. And Robogear reacting. Looks like he's spotted. Yeah, he's seen the T3, or maybe he was going T3 anyway. Just judging by, he was just judging off the lack of units. He's in a good position, so might as well go T3 and not be late. Probably expecting faster T3 from the Cybern player. And here come the TMLs. They're not going towards the HQ. He hasn't even scouted there, and it looks like he's in the ascendancy. Only 6 pillars on this side, and now actually he's running into the ACU. But does that ACU have any upgrades? No upgrades. So that is risky, but also necessary. I think he had to use the ACU there to scare away those pillars. And if some of those pillars were on the left-hand side, he could have made a real breakthrough over here, and you see if he gets to the back line, there's many T2 mexes to be killed. Speaking of T2 mexes to be killed, Zlo is losing 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna lose a 5th T2 mex now. Actually, there's already 5 kills on this thing. And that is just completely unnecessary to lose those mexes. I guess it's... Oh no. Oh no. All his T3 units have got stuck because of these horrible T1 pigeons. And he doesn't want to control K them because he wants to keep... Well, he doesn't want to damage his T3 artillery. Oh no. Okay, this looks very bad for Zlo now. Very bad. So because he was slow to T2, I guess... Well, no, it's not really an excuse. He had plenty of time to build TMD before the TMLs launched, even with his a bit slightly slower T2. So now we can see the T2 production is paused. There's some Lobos still coming out. Some Strikers accidentally still coming out. That's not very good, but also a line of T2 pigeons. Oh god. Well. Right, let's see the army for Robo. What's he have? He already has... Well, he has 2. Still has 35 pillars. 2 Percivals. No shields. I'm really disappointed that there's no shields. Already have 6 bricks though. From Zlo. Bit of stealth here and there. There's one. Just the one actually. And now he's going to be trying to get his economy back. Get those T2 mexes back up. Should be getting some assistance maybe. Start building storages maybe in some places. In the more safe locations. He also has a couple of trebuchets, and these things are going to be extremely important. He needs to keep these alive. Cannot afford to allow them to die because they're going to do amazing things. Get rid of all the pillars for him eventually, and maybe, I mean eventually, I'm not talking too long term there. There's also this ACU to contend with, and I mean if Robogear starts, maybe gets a T3 pigeon up, I think T3 pigeon now would be good. And he could make shield perhaps. Looks like he's wasting quite a few units here. Unfortunately the Treb's killing some of the juicy reclaim that Zlo would otherwise like to get. But there will still be Percival, at least one Percival wreck for him to take. And Robo retreating on the left as well. Has left juicy reclaim. Not too much, but it's juicy. And he does only have T2 and gun, so he's a bit nervous. Oh, that's a nice drop. T2 drop here from Robogear into the back, and he's gonna kill. Well, he's already killed 2. He's gonna kill 3, probably 4, maybe 5. Maybe 5 T2 mexes. And in the distant future, those Percivals will be reclaimed, but it's going to be a while. So now here I think we have a problem of too much production being planned maybe, because his economy is not that good, honestly. This is not very many mexes, there's no storages, and he's going to try and make like 5 T3 factories. That's not that is incorrect. He's now spending about double what he has right now. And so every mex that's upgrading now, there's probably quite a few. There's at least 4. No, I think I think we have 6 upgrading. They're going to take way longer. Twice as long, in fact. So that's quite inefficient. And he's shooting also engineers instead of mexes. This one will die. Another nice thing though about these Percys that are raiding is that they overkill the mexes quite a lot. So instead of leaving over 700 mass, they leave 150 or slightly less. So it makes them even better at raiding. Now we have another drop into this expansion. Unfortunately though, there's no... Oh wait, he's going all the way to the back. And he's also going to win air. He will probably lose the transport. That is no big deal. But he's not going to be killing T2 mexes here. So this may be a mass donation, to be honest. By the looks of it. There's only one T2 mex in the area. And Zlo being very quick to pick up the mexes and the reclaim. And yeah, this Percy is doomed. It's not going to kill too much either. It's under attack from... Well, there's 3 bricks here as well as all these Medusa. So yeah, definite mass donation here on this drop. Now pushing forward with all this T1 and T2, that does not seem advisable. I mean, all these units are going to easily be in time to come back to the front and defend. A bit mistimed maybe. I think Robogear really should just make a lot more economy in this position. If we look at Zlo's economy, it looks like he does have quite a few T2 mexes. Looks quite similar to Robo. Well, yeah, he's about 30 mass behind Robo now. But 10,000 mass ahead on reclaim. And he has more to take as well. And he already has engineers in the area taking it. So in total mass, only 3,000 behind. Robogear also now has lost some T3 units. So he may have very similar T3 unit counts, probably less. In fact, he has 12 Percys versus 18 bricks. Yes, now there's no bricks on the right hand side, which is a definite error. You don't have, you want to be, yeah, he's moving now across to the right, it seems. So there are some dangerous T3 RDs. Those are going to do a lot of damage if they're left there, so we need some, well, some Corsairs would be nice. Oh, Strap Bomber from Zlo. Now that will take care of all of these. Look at that. Look at the splash there. Huge potential damage versus T3 land for Cyber and Strap Bombers. And for other Strap Bombers. Has to be said. But almost no air. And he's actually flying directly into... Oh, God. Did Robogear miss it though? I think his units started flying towards it. Now what is happening here? Well, Robogear is pushing. He's attacking. He has less units. This seems very ill-advised. And there's also a Strap Bomber coming. Oh my God! Look at these P-gens. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Holy fuck! Yeah, 7 P-gens just. Random as... Oh my God. And Zlo is gonna... Look at this. He's gonna kill all of them. Oh no, did he misplace it? He did! No, he could have killed all of them. This Strap Bomber it just bombed all the interceptors, which is... And now this Strap Bomber is gonna die. Oh, it bombed bombed the Inties as well. Fucking... Good God. Well, that was... Oh, he could have killed even more. He could have killed an extra P-Gen, which would have hurt, but what is Robo's power situation now? Minus 1600, and he's just sent all of his units. He has 17 Percys, although, yeah, okay. He has 11 walking into Zlo's base. There's T3 P-Gens. There's an expansion here which doesn't really matter because it's not upgraded. Yeah. And this has been parried. Look at all the... Okay, there's actually nothing to stop these Percies at the minute, and there's nothing really to stop these Percies either. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm sure Zlo had more bricks than Robo had Percies, so somehow he just lost them all. And I honestly don't know why. That is strange. I mean, Percies aren't that much better, so it must have been a micro thing, or... Well, anyway, all of these Percies have just killed all the economy now. In this expansion, they need to keep moving though. Keep going. These ones now need to target mexes again. They're killing Mantis instead of X's. There's 4 T2 mexes here to kill. Now he's killing mexes. Right? Yes? No? Yeah, he is. And this Percy on a mission. Try and raid the back, which... Oh god, those mexes are upgrading. So that is going to be a little painful. Maybe he can even get these ones. He's going to kill so much economy here. So, just a massive trade. I mean, Zlo went for... Where are the P-gens being built? Hello? Excuse me? Well, here's one being built by a single engineer. He hasn't built any since he lost all of those, and he's not building them on top of the dead ones. He still has shield on, 4 shields on. Come on, Robo. Build power. Oh. Okay, let's go back to Zlo, who has negative 400 mass. However, he has 44,000 mass on the screen here. Zoom in a little bit to just encompass his base, and yeah, we're at 34,000. So he has reclaim, and it's now 23,000 mass ahead on total reclaim. Building SAM launchers, which is kind of strange to build SAMs right now, and he's built a lot of SAMs. I don't know why he's done that, considering he has T3 air and Robogear has no power. Okay, he's built 1 power generator, now he's building another shield, now he's building a power generator. Yeah, Robogear is now afraid of air big time. And all he's building is T1 anti-air. Oh, now here we come with the SAMs, yeah. Have a few SAMs around. And now it's just relaxation time again, for some reason. I guess they're both really want to fix their economies because they are in absolute trash. They've just trashed each other's economy. Still looks fine for Robogear, I would say. She really should have reacted a lot better to the power loss. Holy crap, this attack launcher has killed so much stuff. Actually, it probably killed stuff after I probably missed it killing stuff after the Percies moved in and took out all the TMD. So yeah, 9 kills, huge damage. Maybe so much build power here on these. The hives are now idle. They're all fully upgraded. That is so much build power. Just see how quickly he built that. That T3 NG. Yeah, that might be... I mean, that's pretty sick. He should have energy storage, I guess, to make best use of these. Now they're building air, and it's completely destroying his economy. No. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those. Seems extremely slow rebuilding these mexes. Don't know why. And he's straight building T2 mexes over here. So what is the plan now? We have some Have a few bricks, 11 bricks now. Robogear has 10 Percies. We've really slowed down now. Slowed down big time. T3 mechs coming. And all the anti-air getting recycled because, well, the T1 anti-air getting recycled because we have SAMs. I think they're sort of pretty conservatively placed. I'd like to take more space. You definitely want one up here somewhere, you know. If you put a SAM here, just kill any drop. It just stops anything from coming in. I think that's the best spot on the map. Actually funny that there's more space on the right hand side to get drops through than on the left. Anyway, this has really died down quite heavily. Time for an Omni, no doubt. Definitely want to see an Omni sooner rather than later there. Very, very good. Very important at this stage of the game. Still have interceptors being made. These little inefficiencies add up eventually, but Robogear is still, well, he's behind on total mass, but ahead on income. Look at the reclaim, 78k to 25. So Robogear's attack, although it did significant damage, it left a shit ton of reclaim. And if you contrast that with Zlow's attack, which was 2 strap bombers, killed a lot of power, and Robogear stalled power for a long time afterwards, which damages his production and his power, or his, not his power, damages his unit production and his mass production. So certainly those strap bombers were a much better attack in the end than all those Percivals thrown through the center of Zlow's base. And Zlow is now in a fine position. He's fine. He's not winning, I would say, but he is doing fine. But now, well, that's quite a lot of Percies building up. We're up to 22 Percies versus 14. But you see 22 versus 14 Percies at 33 minutes. Well, that's a very low unit count, and it's very easy to make up the difference. Ease 5 whalers will easily make up the difference between those forces. As definitely not a decisive lead in units. So both players using a lot of T3 artillery. Well, Robogear using even more than Zlow. That's not surprising that there's quite a lot of T3 artillery on a map such as this. Look at this free damage. 1400 killed now, and more reinforcements coming. And maybe if Zlow allows his units to get softened up big time by these T3 artillery, then maybe the Percies can actually be decisive. But it seems unlikely. Robogear, more and more T3 mexes, getting a little grid going. Should really recycle all the T2 power now because he's way too much power. And he's making an Omni, so that's gonna take some of that away, but yeah. It's recycling time. 7 T2 P-gens is a lot. Just think he could pay for a new T3 mechs with that, and then, you know, a couple Percies on top for good measure. You can see the reclaim has really run out here. It's a bit over here. Other than that, not much. It looks like we do have an attempt and at an attack, and also the demolishers are taking out the walls for the parcels. That's quite nice. He has to now stop firing at the walls because he will hit his own units. And this is a really awful formation. So even though he kills the walls, he still has a terrible formation. Nice reformation there, though. You can see it getting more into a compact group and a line, and there's a lot of Percies on this left side. However, look at the Whalers waiting patiently, and there's no flak. There's no flak whatsoever. There's also no excuse for having no flak. And now here come the Loyalists and the Bricks moving across the left-hand side. The Whalers still just patiently waiting for the Percies to get deeper into the base, so that when the Whalers do start attacking, there's no escape. Now, Robogear also has his air close. He knows that there's going to be some air support, and he goes in, tries to take out the Whalers, and slows here with his air force. This is a very strange air movement. But Robogear, oh no, he tries to run away or something, I don't know. But Zlo does not allow him, and Zlo's going to completely dominate the air, isn't he? Nope. Nope. Well, that was fascinating. But end result is all these Percies are going to die. 3 Whalers, there's going to be more Whalers coming surely. Somewhere. Oh, there's a Spider just about to finish in Zlo's base. Percies are so tanky, they're still alive. And just imagine they had like 5 shields and 5 flak with them, then they probably just wouldn't die at all. But the Whalers force them back. And if we look at what has happened here, we've lost 3 T2 Maxes. Oh, the TML is dead. That's unfortunate. That should have been replaced. Oh, an air fight. Zlo has way more air here. Way more air. If only he can get it to shoot at his opponent's air. There we go. And Robogear. That is a big time loss of air. Big time. And now let's see how much reclaim we have on this side of the map now. Well, on screen, another 35,000 mass. Thank you very much. That's going to be all for Zlo. Absolutely zero hope of Robogear getting any of that. And Zlo has finished in Monkey Lord, just as maybe 15 Percies have gone down for Robogear. So that's 15 Percies not available to shoot at the Monkey Lord. Also, no air is ever going to attack that Monkey Lord either. Zlo is just 1 air, and now it looks really good for Zlo. Very, very good for Zlo. Interesting that Robo hasn't used the plateaus at all. Look at this. This is where the plateaus come in. If Zlo chooses to upgrade his economy in the shadow of these plateaus, then take advantage. Get some shield. I mean, especially as UEF, you can just make T2, make Sparkies, make static shields and T2 artillery, and hit at least these 6 mexes. If I show you here, grab one of these guys. No, that's... There, you see? You can even start hitting the core base here. But he hasn't done that. Now the spider bot is getting very close. Now, one of the things you've got to be careful of the spider getting stuck on craters and stuff. It sucks, but it does happen. You got to be aware of it and not let it go in around this crater. I would say don't let it go too close to these walls, because they can try and climb up them a bit and then get fucked and stuck and absolutely destroyed by all these Percies. There's a lot of Percies here now. Here comes a huge number of bombers, and they all attack the same target, which is quite sad. Could have killed every single trap here, but he kills about 3, which is probably probably not worth it, considering that looked like about 25 bombers. Another P-Gen coming up, more mexes, more T3 mexes. Zlo now starts work on his Megalith. Unfortunately, it looks to be out of range of his hives, so it's kind of bad. But he looks very secure. He can see everything. I mean, he doesn't have a Omni sensor for some reason, but he doesn't look like he's in any danger. This Spider Bot is not the best weapon against Percival's. And actually, he has very little land, but I guess he just doesn't feel like he needs it because there's still no flak. He can always defend with air and his Spider Bot. Although this is a very this looks like a terrible move. He could easily get caught. It's taking so many shots from the Percies. He's killed maybe, well, a couple of them. Down to 20,000 HP. A huge number of Percy are coming for him, and the Demolisher's also laying down decent damage. 12,000 HP now. And he's forced to send in bricks and loyalists, just wasting them against this army because he gave a pretty bad move order there. 7,000 HP now on the Spider Bot. That was at 40,000. I'm pretty sure 40,000 before he moved in, so definite micro fail there. Almost cost him the whole experimental, at which point, I mean, maybe there would just be enough Percies to tank all the damage and push through. Why is there still no flak? With flak, he could push. That's as simple as that. With flak and shields, there will be nothing to stop this number of Percies. Look at it. We have 23 Percivals versus what exactly? One 7,000 HP Spider Bot and 2 bricks and a couple T3 mobile artillery. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. He doesn't even have those gunships anymore. In fact, he has no attacking air whatsoever. Now, he could build some. He could build a lot. That's why I'm saying he could have some flak. Flak saves lives, and it also wins games. But now the Megalith is done, and these Percivals are just immediately far less valuable. As soon as this Megalith finishes, the value of all these Percivals drops. Huge. Like a huge drop. Because, I mean, the Mega is just fantastic versus them. One of the main advantages is the range, and the Mega obviously has way more range. It does massive damage, like 2 shots and it will, 2 volleys and it will take out at least 1 Percy. It can also hit multiple Percivals at once. So again, it looks amazing for Zlo now. Although Robo had a big window there to do damage. So now we have SMD going up. I think that's a sensible decision. Oh my god, look at that. At the exact same time as the nuke from Zlo. Did he see it or no? I don't think he did. Maybe he expected, because this is a very particular arrangement of power generators. I'll just show you that obviously a nuke fits perfectly in between all of these. So maybe he guessed that this is going to be a nuke right here. Probably. I mean, he could have. It's not unlikely, but probably he just thought we should get an SMD. It's about this time. Zlo likes to make nukes. Well, everyone likes to make nukes because, well, they're nukes. You know, who doesn't like to watch their opponent's base go up in a single explosion? And you don't want to be trying to be too cute and say, oh, I'll just scout all the time and I'll never be late, I'll spot it in time, and that's an unnecessary risk, really. There's nothing wrong with making a SMD without seeing a nuke at this stage of the game. We're 45 minutes in, there's T3 mexes everywhere. So the investment is not so large, and the payoff, well, the downside to not building one and spotting a nuke late is obviously probably the loss of the whole game. So I definitely advocate building SMD even when there is no nuke, as long as the position demands it, which I think it does for Robo. So he is basically chilling. He's chilling. He's making lots of mexes. Nobody's really doing anything now. Attacks are not forthcoming. Zlo has a mega, but it's for defense. He is not intending on marching that across the map at all. And why would he? He's investing in a nuke right now, and he's assisting it. He has again built this out of range of his hives. I don't like this. Just stop building things out of range of the hives, Slow. I guess they're kind of in a bad spot. If they're here, it'd be better. I guess you could reach more stuff. Where they are, they're kind of blocked by the creators. So we have another spider bot coming up. Not sure why he goes for spider bot instead of a mega here. I guess maybe, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's urgent that he need. That would be one reason to build a spider bot. Just urgency. You need an XP immediately, but he doesn't. There's no attack forthcoming. He also doesn't have Omni, and that is unforgivable. But this nuke is coming quick and fast. He has, I mean, imagine if he had all in these hives assisting it as well. If he even faster, he could assist with some of them, but not all. But Robogear has an SMD, so he should be. Oh god, he's not rushing this missile. He's not assisting whatsoever. He's actually building his own nuke and building P-gens, and he's now minus 150 mass. If he stalls, and he also has not actually scouted the building, although if he zoomed in here he could probably guess that that is a nuke without too much trouble. And now there's a spider bot coming, and it has stealth and everything, which is maybe that was the reason he built the spider bot, just as an attacking tool. Doesn't want to commit the low HP one, obviously. And this is sort of like a sneak attack. Force Robo to concentrate on something. You can see the stealth being quite nice. And now he retreats. Sees that he can't really break through. And look, units pouring across the map to the other side. Big reaction from Robogear. Thanks to that spider. The stealth. It's lovely. Oh, the nuke is launched and the SMD is not loaded, and he assist immediately. Oh no. I think it's too late anyway. Even if he does assist, I mean, maybe not, but no. That is so close to being loaded. Maybe he just thought it was loaded already. And his nuke goes down, both his HQs go down, all of his whole power grid goes down. He has nothing. He has nothing. He calls GG, 99%. Oh, it was, well, it was as good as 99%. As Low wins it after losing almost his entire base to all those Percivals. So that was interesting game, and it could have gone on. I think if he Robogear just assists it even for a minute, it's obviously going to be loaded easily. But yeah. Whoops. Yeah, and then he just gets a fat boy. He'd be fine. I mean, he'd lose this expansion to the nuke for sure, but I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone differently in this game, and this game could have gone on a lot longer. One fat boy would be great. There's a nuke from Robo as well, so he could nuke some expansion. There's actually no SMD, isn't there? There's no SMD from Zlo, so in fact he could nuke the main base. I wonder how far his nuke was. Would have been at least a quarter of the way there, I would say. So Zlo would have to build an SMD very quickly and assist it heavily to block a nuke. So maybe if that nuke didn't land, Robogear would even land his nuke in the main base, which would also be game winning. So yeah, close one, and well played from both the players, Slow and Robogear. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for another cast. Bye guys.